and you live with whatever the tax rates are in your own individual situation.
But so basically, my understanding is that a Roth is really only for people that expect to have substantial income in retirement. Like, for example, most people in retirement don't have a lot of money. You know, their income goes down drastically. So most people in retirement don't have a lot of money. Their income goes down drastically when they stop working. So then they drop into a lower tax bracket.
It may or may not be, but people also get Social Security in retirement, and you're up to 85% of your Social Security can be taxed. So if you're taking money out of the Roth, that's tax-free, so that doesn't count for your income. And it may be that with your Social Security, you end up getting taxed at a certain rate. The other thing with the Roth, you can pull the money out in any particular year, so you can kind of manage your taxes. And in addition, if you're pulling money out of your ordinary IRA to fund your retirement, other things can happen. Your rate on a Medicare Part B could be higher, as much as another $1,000 or $2,000 a year in premiums because of your income. Whereas if you're pulling money out of the Roth, it wouldn't count against that. So it depends, but everybody's situation is different. But I know a lot of people in retirement that their bracket isn't necessarily going down, and with rates going up probably fairly substantially, your income could drop and you could still be in a higher bracket in retirement.
If one passes away early, can the Roth be willed to a significant other or to children in any way?
Yeah, it actually passes tax-free through the estate. It doesn't count against the estate, and next year the estate tax is coming back in. Mm-hmm. So it's a very effective way of passing money to a spouse. Well, it would probably go to spouse tax-free anyway, but to the kids it wouldn't count, and it would be passed tax-free. They would have to start taking distributions, but they wouldn't be paying any taxes on it. So it's a nice tax-free way to get money to the next generation and stretch it out for quite a long time.
Nice.
The one caveat, if you're going to give money to charity, you wouldn't do this because you could pass it directly from your IRA to charity without paying taxes, and so you wouldn't want to pay taxes and then pass it on. The other thing, you're assuming that the government isn't going to retroactively tax something that they promised not to tax, but it could happen. But part of the reason that it's not likely to happen with all these things is that they're encouraging people to pay taxes early, so that's like kicking the can down the road. If they did that, it would increase the immediate budget problem. So I think for the immediate future, it's not likely to happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, can we get back to my question?
Oh, my answer is that it depends on your individual situation. But,
okay, well,
but I wouldn't have a blanket rule that most people are going to have lower tax.
No, I'm saying I'm looking at myself.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sure that I'm not going to be having a retirement income that's equal to my president.
Right.
It's going to drastically go down.
Okay.
So my thinking is that there's no reason for me to convert my regular IRA.
Okay, so a couple of factors. First is when you're going to spend the money. That's a critical thing. If it's going to accumulate in the Roth well into your 70s before you're going to need the money. And I would generally recommend that people take money out of the Roth as their last account. So if it's going to accumulate...
Well, let me say that I'm already 68.
Okay.
So...
Wow, you're 68? I have no idea.
Actuarially, I'm 68. I'll be 68 on my next birthday, but I'm closer.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
Yes, thank you. So, it's not, if my wife stops working in a couple of years, or she'd like to stop working next year, then our income earning days are over.
Okay. And you're going to have a full retirement.
Full retirement? No.
I mean, are you going to be still earning income?
A nominal amount.
Okay. So when would you be taking money from your IRA?
As soon as we both stop working.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a year.
Okay. If you're going to be draining your IRAs significantly early in your 70s, in your case, it probably doesn't make sense to do it. The big benefits are the longer you accumulate the money in the Roth, and if you're not going to need that Roth, particularly early in retirement. So it could be that the answer isn't either or, and it may be that you should convert part of your IRA for money that you might be spending in your 80s rather than in your 70s. The other thing is this also applies to other retirement accounts, so 401ks or other forms of simple pension plans. If they're no longer active, you can also convert into a Roth. So in your case, it could be that it makes sense to do this after you retire when you don't have income and you're in a very low bracket. So if you're, say, below the 10% bracket, it might make sense to get you up to the 10% bracket or the 15% bracket each year. I mean, there'd be other factors.
I understand.
Yeah.
But the other complication that I didn't mention is that I have a Chapter S corporation. So that even lowers my taxes a lot more. I can still keep the corporation once it's done.
Right. The whole purpose of this is tax savings. So if you can't save any taxes, then you wouldn't do it.
Right. Exactly.
You know, so they're definitely people that it doesn't make sense. But my bias is if it's close, I would do the conversion. But there are definitely people where it doesn't make sense. I mean, for example, you know, if you have two kids going to college and you're going to get some financial aid, you wouldn't want to do this and show extra income while you're getting the financial aid. So that's definitely a circumstance where you wouldn't want to do it. And, you know, if you have unexpected income one year and you're going to be in a high bracket, that's unusual, you wouldn't want to do it. But on the other hand, you know, your business is showing losses and you're in a very low bracket, you're not paying any taxes, that year you might want to do it. So.
Okay.
That's very good.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Larry.
Well, thanks, man.
So, what now, Kat, was that